Hey, it's Gav from Hiking for Health and welcome to another video. Today's video is all about my current wild camping setup and in particular the sleep system that I'm using and how it's evolved over time. So what kit I started with and what I bought to try and improve things and where I'm currently at. So I've set the OEX Bobcat one up and I'll be using that to pop the mats in and the sleeping bags to show you how it all fits and what it looks like. So with my sleeping bags, I started off with a Berghaus Transition 200C, which was a rectangular sleeping bag, synthetic, quite heavy. I'll give you all the specifications soon. Then I moved on to a Fathom EV300 OEX, which was still a synthetic sleeping bag, but not very warm in winter. Great for summer, probably 2 or 3 season use. And then recently I've bought an OEX Leviathan 900 for those winter camps and for warmer autumn and spring camps. So I've got a large foil mat for the base to keep the tent dry and insulated. I started off with a Trekology Aluft UL80. I think these were selling like hotcakes at one point in time, about 3 years ago. A great starting sleeping mat, but I'll talk more about that in a minute. Then the Trinordic mat from Amazon. That's really good. I like using that in the summer. It's got an R value of 1.8. I bought this on a sale. It's a Forclaz 700 ultra compact sleeping mat. That's not bad, but in a way I wish I'd just gone with this straight away, combined the cost of these and then gone for something a little bit more expensive, such as the big Agnes Rapide SL. In terms of pillows, I started with the Aluft Pillow 2, which has like a latch that attaches to your sleeping mat, but I just couldn't get on with these inflatable pillows. I then tried the Trekology Aluft Pillow Deluxe, which I ended up modding, which I'll show you later. The inside ended up getting a puncture. I fixed it, but I ended up doing something even better. This Eurohike pillow was on offer in Go Outdoors. It's just a tartan standard pillow, but this is fantastic. This is the memory foam pillow from Decathlon. It is weighty, but it is just like having a pillow from home. And then a Quechua foil mat for those ultra cold days. Right, I'll start with the Trekology Aluft UL80, and I'm going to be using my Flextail Tiny Pump 2 to get it all pumped up, and then I think I'll start with the Transition 200C from Berghaus to see where I started off. The UL80 was a great sleeping mat for the time. Measures in at 191 centimeters by 57 with about 10 centimeter depth. The R value is 1.6 and the weight 750 grams, which is quite a lot when you consider there isn't much insulation inside it. So a great first sleeping mat but unfortunately it seemed to lose air during the night. And I read a lot on the forums about either the valve was leaking or the side seams, so you'd often wake up in the middle of the night needing to pump it back up again. So then I bought the Berghaus Transition 200C, which is a rectangular sleeping bag, synthetic, with a comfort rating of 5 degrees, extreme of -15, a 3-season bag, but really heavy, coming in at 1.83 kilograms. Cost about 45 quid from what I remember. But a great sleeping bag, but just so heavy and quite constrictive as well. But a great bag to start with, and you know, I'll still use it from time to time, I'm sure. So my first pillow was this Trekology Aluft Pillow 2 with a latch and dot mechanism. The latch helps to keep it attached to the sleeping mat, and the dots are supposed to stop it from moving, the little rubber dots. Let's see what it looks like. So as you can see, it's quite a good size, weighs in at 110 grams. And on the back, you've got this to attach to the sleeping mat. I've knotted mine a little bit to keep it a bit tighter, and then all of these dots to stop your pillow from moving. And it's got a great valve where if you press it, it stops air from escaping, and if you press it in again, you can deflate it to where you want it to be. And it inflates with about 3 breaths, so a good pillow. It cost about, I think it was about 17 pounds. So that's what I started off with. The UL80 from Trekology is my mat. The Berghaus Transition 200C is a sleeping bag, and the Trekology pillow. The Bobcat, the inner, is 200 centimeters by 70, and as you can see, that's quite a snug fit. So as my Trekology Aluft kept going down, I decided to buy this Trinordic sleeping mat. Last June it was, so I'd had that a few years. And this weighs in at 550 grams, has an R value of 1.8, and measures in at 190 centimeters by 58, with a depth of about 5, and it's kind of got like a hexagonal shape to it, and it distributes the weight quite well. I like this sleeping mat, and I'll still keep using this one in the summer, I think. This is a different size adapter, so I'll swap this out for this one. The Flextail pump's great, it comes with all different sizes, I think 5 altogether, so I can pump up all the different types of sleeping mats I've got. So that goes in there, and on we go. And the pillow end comes with its own inflation, so you can control how much air you have in the pillow end without having to deflate the whole mat, which is good, I think. It's good to have a pump for your sleeping mats, because if you're breathing in them, you're going to get hot air into the sleeping mat, and with that will come moisture, and then eventually that moisture will build up and probably lead to mold. And if you've spent a few quid on a good sleeping mat, you don't want to be ruining it by that happening. So this was quite reasonable in price, so you can get them on Amazon and all sorts of places. So that's the Trinordic, fitting quite snugly inside the Bobcat, and then the sleeping bag will be the Fathom EV300. The OEX Fathom EV300 has since been updated, so it looks slightly different. It's more yellow, I think, and less grey on the front, but I think the specs are roughly the same. It's a lightweight synthetic fill, comfort up to 1 degree, extreme to -22, and the measurements are 215 centimeters by 80, and it weighs in at 1.05 kilograms. I was in this on the last day of April, wild camping last year, and it got down to -4 with the wind chill, and I was cold. So yeah, the comfort rating of 1 degree C, I would take that with a pinch of salt. This really is a 2 to 3 season bag. Great for the summer, but you know, early autumn, late spring. But anything else, I'd be looking for a warmer bag. Right, so I've seen a few people using this on YouTube, and it looked to be a good buy, and I bought it. And it's an inflatable pillow, wider and bigger, 165 grams compared to the smaller Trekology of 110 grams, but it's supposed to be the deluxe version. Anyway, so I bought it, it was great, used it a few times, but then the inner punctured, and so I repaired it. But then I thought about coming up with a modification for it, which works a treat. Let me show you what that's about. So when you open the pillow, it stays attached to the bag, and then inside was the inflatable part of the pillow, which I'll just get now. So this fits inside it and works just like any other inflatable pillow, but you can see here's where I made my repairs, where the puncture was, and this just sits inside that. But I wasn't getting on too well with the inflatable pillows, so I decided to try something different. So I'd seen a lot of people talking about expensive stuff sack pillows, and I thought, well, why not try one myself? So removed the inner and bought this, not with the intention of putting it in here, but bought that to see what it would be like, and then it fitted a treat. And then if you use your down jacket or any other bits of clothing that you've got, you can stuff it in the back and it creates a brilliant pillow. So this was about a £5 from Go Outdoors, and it fits the Trekology perfect. So as you can see, it's just the perfect size. But then I usually pop in here my down jacket or maybe some other bits of clothing, just to make it that little bit more comfortable. So here's my down jacket, there's the pillow, so I normally just stuff that in there, and that gives it extra comfort. Fits in there a treat. Turn it over, you've got that warm pillow from Go Outdoors at the front, and then the padding at the back, and then you can shape it how you want. But that works a treat, and I've had some really good night's sleep with that setup. So this was the setup for a while. The Trinordic sleeping mat with the OEX Fathom EV300 sleeping bag, and the Trekology Aluft Deluxe pillow used as a stuff sack. And that was great, but cold in the winter. So I bought this foil pad from Decathlon, a Quechua one, and this was great to add a bit more warmth and padding to the setup. And then recently I've bought that foil pad to give further protection and just to keep the tent dry more than anything, the base of the tent. Okay, so next I bought the Forclaz 700 ultra compact sleeping mat, so I'll blow that up and get that set up. So this Forclaz sleeping mat was the classic impulse buy. It's the Forclaz Decathlon 700 ultra compact, and it measures in at 180 by 52 centimeters with a depth of about 5.5. It weighs in at 510 grams, which is reasonable, and has an R value of 1.6. So let's see what it looks like. So this mat has dual valves, one for in and one for out. This mat comes with a different adapter size, but the Flextail can help here because there is this one that will fit it. So that's 3 different mats, 3 different size attachments, but the Flextail works well each time. This one's a little tricky at first. You've got to place this inside here, and then it secures on the underside. Give it a push, and then this just slots on, and then we can inflate the mattress. So that's what the Forclaz Decathlon 700 Ultra Compact looks like in the Bobcat. Fits nice and snug. So that cost about 35 quid. Now what I wish I'd done is I wish from the start the money I spent on the Trekology, the Trinordic and the Forclaz, I wish I'd just got something like this from the start, but it's a journey, isn't it? I had to buy these things to test them, to see what they were like, to eventually end up with something that hopefully will last a long time and will serve me well. But it was around the time when I bought this from Decathlon that I also bought this, which is absolutely brilliant. It weighs a lot, but for that extra weight, it just makes the night sleep so much better. And I shall be taking this every time I go on a camp. It cost around £20, I believe, but they were doing a price of £15 in a sale not long afterwards, but they sold out really quickly. Hopefully they'll get them back in stock. It weighs in at 570 grams, which isn't the lightest, especially when you've got these tiny things here, which are just about 110 grams and 165 grams. But, you know, for 300 grams extra, if you're going to get a brilliant night's sleep, well, it's a no-brainer for me. I'd much rather wake up in the morning feeling refreshed and ready to go than, you know, have a little bit of less weight in my pack and have a not so good night's sleep on one of those. But I must admit, the mod I did for that second one was brilliant. So here's the pillow. It's a good size, and it's the cover's machine washable, because you can unzip it and wash the cover whenever you need to keep things fresh. And when you unzip the pillow, that's what the memory foam looks like inside. And as you can see there, compared to the other pillows, that's a real substantial size. So that'll keep you warm and comfortable. So recently, to make my winter wild camping more comfortable and warm, I bought this OEX Leviathan 900, which is a competitor to the Rab 900. Is it the Rab Ascent 900? So for winter wild camping, if I combine this sleeping bag with this 4.8 R-value Big Agnes sleeping mat, with my Quechua foil mat and my base foil mat, this will provide some warm winter nights. So let's get it all in the tent and see what it looks like. So this is the Big Agnes Rapide SL, and it's an insulated sleeping mat. This is the wide and long version. So it measures in at 198 centimeters by 64 centimeters, and it is about 11 centimeters deep at the edges and about 9 centimeters deep in the middle, because it's got raised sides to try and keep you on the mat. It weighs in at 709 grams and has an R value of 4.8. So hopefully this will keep me warm in the winter. So it comes with a range of patches to repair if necessary. Again, as with the Forclaz from Decathlon, it has an in and an out valve, and straight away you can feel the quality. Some valves, when you open them, they feel really, really tight and you feel like you're going to pull something off or damage it. But these just feel good quality. What I'll probably do after I've had it a longer while, I'll do a review just of the mat on its own. So the big Agnes works with the Flextail with this attachment. Fits in just like that. And then off we go. The trick is with these sleeping mats not to overinflate them. Give yourself a little bit of leeway, otherwise they'll just be rock hard. The big Agnes does come with its own pump sack, which is good quality and works by using this attachment just here to avoid getting hot moist air in the bag. So the Bobcat inner is 200 by 70 and the big Agnes measures in at 198 by 64, so it's a snug fit. But the good thing is that's not going to be moving anywhere in the night, and it's going to keep you nice and still and warm. Right, so let's get the sleeping bag in there as well. I won't use the 4 mats, but I could, when I'm out wild camping, also use those to add a bit of extra warmth. But let's see what the Leviathan 900 looks like with the big Agnes. So at the moment, I'm currently storing it in its big sack so that it keeps its loft. But when I take it wild camping, I'll put it in its compression sack to give me more room in my pack. So this bag has a comfort rating of -9, an extreme of -38 degrees C. It's a 4-season bag. It has 900 grams of duck down and weighs in at 1.374 kilograms. And it's hydrophobic, which means that if it does get wet, it's supposed to keep its insulating qualities. But my advice is with any down bag, try and keep it as dry and warm as you can. This is the compression sack that comes with the bag. I wasn't impressed overall with the stitching, to be fair. Some of the stitching on some of the these parts here, this one in particular, where is it? This one was loose, and that's how it arrived. So I considered returning it, but I thought just for the sake of a compression bag, I'll just keep hold of it and maybe repair that myself. So it all fits in quite well. There's the big Agnes just underneath, and the Leviathan sleeping bag, and then the memory foam pillow just in there, all nice and snug. Now I have another tent. I've got the Vango Banshee 300, which has more room, as it's supposed to be a 3-man tent, but it's a 2 or a massive 1-man tent. This Bobcat's great, it's nice and cozy, but I'm certainly on the lookout for a new tent this spring. So that's it, I think. This is my current setup with the big Agnes Rapide SL insulated mat and my OEX Leviathan sleeping bag and my Decathlon memory foam pillow. So hopefully that'll serve me well through the winter, and I look forward to getting out on another wild camp sometime soon. Thanks for watching, and I hope it's been useful, and I'll see you in another video.